Welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be changing out the headlights on a 2013 Audi Q7. These are going to be the headlights I'm going to be using for this, and these are LEDs. And then for the size for the Q7, for a 2013 Audi Q7, the size is D3S is the headlight size. And when I chose these are really, I am not sponsored at all by this. I seriously went on Amazon and looked up, good reviews, the light output, and see what they claim to be. And this one, I guess they claimed to do pretty good. So I went ahead, got this one, and also had at the time that I purchased this online, I had like a $30 instant savings on Amazon. So again, I'll post a link down in the description. What I'm gonna do to remove the headlight from the passenger side, there are three things that are connecting the headlight to the car. The first thing, there is a tab right here. There's another tab right here that you actually have to pull up, and then the wiring harness to the vehicle. So real quick, this part right here you see is like the headlight, but this is not the actual headlight itself right here. This is actually like an internal case holder, whatever, for the headlight. So as this eventually comes out, this is going to stay in place. So this, do not get confused that this is part of the headlight housing. The first thing that I'm going to do is to remove the wiring harness. And the reason we want to remove this first, again, because this stays in place, if I were to pull the headlight out and still have this in, it'll make it much more difficult, because again, there won't really be a clear opening for me to unclip the wiring harness. And again, this will make sense once I have it all out. And right now it doesn't really matter which order you go in, but I'm going to go ahead and unclip this clip right here. So by this, you have to pull up, and you have to give it a little bit of a good oomph right here. So that's all the way up right here. And also just be careful, because you have this little bracket right here that holds the air box. Just be careful not to you can probably hit your knuckles here, so let that be expected. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the harness right here. So it's a very tight squeeze. Okay, so now that the clip is unclipped, this tab is pulled up, I'm going to push down on this and try. There we go. So now the headlight, and I'm going to make sure that this, yep. So this is what I was referring to, is trying to push against this right here to unclip. And again, it's just like any other connection on any Audi. And if for reference, this flat part is up on top, and then the rounded part right here is towards the bottom of the headlight. So now this could be carefully removed. Now that I have the headlight removed, now you can see what I was referring to, the housing that holds the headlight. So from this point of view, you can see that this does not come off. So not to get confused when trying to remove the headlight out, that this is supposed to go along with it. To open this door, again, there's this little notch right here, lever, whatever it's called. So you push it. I guess when you're looking at the headlight like this, I am pushing it to my left. So that gets pushed like that. And this door comes straight out. It doesn't have to slide out or anything. It just, this door, and then this comes straight out. Right here, the headlight that I will be switching out right here. You remove the headlight. Obviously you disconnect the connection and see if I can get a good angle here. There is a lever right here. You want to do, what I'm going to do is do it counterclockwise. So you do it counterclockwise. Now you can see how the lever was up here. Now it's here, and that's as far as down as it'll go. And then this should come out like that. So you can see that I did have originally LED. This was kind of one of the very first generations when this came out, and it did have like a kind of like a little canceling. Can't think of the name, and I did have to do a little custom wiring for this to work without getting an error code. So now with these new LEDs, this one should be a lot brighter and not require So you can see I just opened up the box, not required, and it's just literally just a plug and play to this connection right here. So here is the new headlight, for the passenger side. When inserting it, insert it like this so that the LEDs are facing left and right, and not like this where it's facing up and down. That is incorrect way for these headlights, how the LEDs need to shine, if that makes sense. And again, this here goes towards the bottom like this. So now I'm gonna carefully put it inside the little housing. I'm gonna push it in all in, make sure that's all there. And again, just like how I loosened it, I'm gonna pull it up here so there's better viewing. Move the clip out of the way. And now I'm gonna notice where the little lock pin is, or whatever it's called. I'm gonna do it clockwise. And now it's locked in place. Now it's up here right there. And this, I'm gonna give it just a little tug, and it does not feel loose at all. And then now, go ahead, connect this in, and just like that, it just plugged right in. Before I go ahead and connect the door, I'm just gonna make sure that, this is, free of any dust, or if there's any dirt that came in here while I was changing it, that it's out. And also, make sure I'm gonna go ahead and look at throughout the gasket, make sure there's enough that looks still reusable and not torn or anything, because I definitely don't want any water or any type of outside elements coming into the headlight housing. And the way that this goes in, so it's gonna go in like this, not like that. So hopefully that, it's, kind of self-explanatory. So again, this just connects straight up to it. I'm saying self-explanatory, but I'm struggling here with this clip right here. So, there we go. Make sure that it is not like this, that it's in this position. So now, yep, there we go. So now it's gonna go in nice and easy. And to lock it, now I'm just gonna slide it over to my right. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, that's clipped in. There we go. There we go. Yes, this thing is playing me as a fool here. But yeah, now that is all nice and locked and tight. And just to make sure when you do put it back in, there are these little channels right here. So see these channels right here? And then there's another one right here. And on the bottom, I don't see any, I don't see any channels at all. So just this clip right here, there's a, kind of not a clip, but where it seats into something. Alright, I'm gonna make sure that there's no rocks or anything inside these little grooves. And now I don't know if there's really a easy way, because I know I was struggling getting this headlight out. It looks like the top has to go in first, and then somehow do a little bit of wiggling. Oh, look at that. And just like that. And now I can push this in. So this clip automatically clipped in, and then this little lever that I pulled up, I can go ahead and push down on it. And now I can put the wiring harness back in. And if I can remember by feeling, this top, the flat part is pointing up, and then the round part is facing down towards the harness connection. The driver's side is going to be very, very similar as the passenger. There's that clip you push down on, this tab right here that you pull up on, and then I have way more space on this side because I don't have an air filter box on this side again, and then unclip the wiring harness, and then again this will pull out. So it's exactly the same process as when I did the passenger side. Not really part of the relevant of the video, but if you're just curious to see what I did back in the day, by all means, I guess you can watch this. So there's these 3 torque screws, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna remove these out again. This is not what you have to do. I'm showing you guys what I did back in the day to make when LED worked without getting power sign. Very simple wiring. So let's go remove. This will come out. Just give it a little nice tug, and you can see I do not have it connected at all to the ballast. So what I did here, so you can see the other end that connects to the headlight right here, you can see it's not connected at all. So where I connected the wires was to this connector right here. See if I can get it out without... So you can see how I have the... So on the other end of these wires right here is this end right here. And I have it connected to this connector right here. So this, originally, this connector connects to this right here, and then the other end where you connect the headlight connects to right here. So you can see that it was, I mean, I can't really prove it to you guys now, but this, the reason why I still had this in place even though at the time I wasn't using it is because how am I going to cover up this hole? So I'm not going to just leave it like that. So I was using this as a placeholder for the time being, but it's a good thing I did not throw this thing away, because who knew that several years later I was going to reuse it. So I can disconnect the pins that I created, and then I can kind of fish this out. All right, so I finally got the wire out. So again, as previous before, these are the two connectors that connect to the ballast. So this comes from the wiring harness side, and then this connector goes to the headlight, and this is like your middleman right here. So again, doesn't matter which side you connect, but it is not symmetrical when you connect it. You can kind of see that there's a little bit more little grooves on the bottom part. When you look at this, there's like a little notch right here on the top right side. So if you did do what I did and you're undoing what you did, again, it doesn't matter which side you connect first, just make sure you connect it correctly. So I'm going to So it's going to be the exact same process when it comes to removing the headlight. So you can see on this side, there's a little level right here. So I'm going to push this up counterclockwise, so this way, just to loosen it, and then this should come out. It's just straight out, and there you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the headlight, or the light bulb, LED bulb, I mean. Again, the connection goes facing down, so that the LEDs are lighting in a left and right direction. I guess in this case I can go ahead and connect this first, and just the straight, and you'll feel it once it kind of like snaps into place on all four corners. And now that is pushed in, the little lever now to lock it in place, I'm going to turn it clockwise there, and now this should be nice and snug in there without coming undone. And then this plate goes in this way. I'm going to make sure that it is in the open position, this little locking device. So this goes in pretty much straight, and then this closes. So I'm going to push this to my left to lock the back, this little back plate door here in place. So a lot smoother than when I did it with the passenger side. So now the same process is going to happen on the driver's side, and just as before, there's these little grooves right here, or these channels right here on this side, and inserting it back into the car is going to be the same process, just a little bit of wiggling required. Sits right into place. This thing snaps, the lever can go down, and I can go ahead and connect the connector back in. There, I just heard it snap into place. So for this comparison, this is the using the original headlight. So you can see I have the driver's side and the passenger side on, and then you can see that the fog lights are not being utilized at all. So just completely just the headlights. And one thing also I'm going to keep consistent is the space from where the car is parked to the distance to where the wall in the back of the garage wall is. So that's not going to change. So that's going to be also another consistent thing, so that, because obviously if I were to park the car closer, that will appear a lot brighter. If I were to park, you know, vice versa, this further away, I mean, obviously the light will be slightly dimmer, but I don't know how much. But just to keep everything that I can control consistent, that's what I'm going to do for this comparison. This comparison, I'm going to take the camera out of auto mode, which I normally use it because, you know, I go in and out through different lighting lighting situation, so for it could adjust. But for this comparison, I'm gonna keep it consistent. So just for reference, the shutter speed, I have it at 1/250th of a second. My aperture is 1.8, and my ISO is fixed to 100. So those are gonna be the settings that I'm gonna be using for when I compare it with the new headlights. So I can see a comparison, see if it's gonna be brighter or not as bright or the same as these light is putting out right now, to kind of give a good idea of what I am working with right now. Alright, so I'm back with an update. So I did go ahead and restore the headlights. I'm not going to show you guys how the finish looks, but it looks very amazing, so stay tuned for the next video on what I did to restore the headlights. But now with the headlights restored, I notice a huge night and day difference. I'm still using, these are still with the new LEDs installed, a huge difference. I can remember with the old setup, like the line right there was like faded from what I can remember, and now you can definitely see like a straight line. So yeah, so this is with the, again, with the new headlights, with me restoring the headlights. So that can just show you how bad the headlights were on my car, how it just distorted the light. But yeah, that looks way more, the light looks way more potent in its direction, because that looks amazing. So that is, and again, back with the settings, so I am back using the same exact settings. I did back up the car relatively close to where I believe I had it last time. As a reminder, I did set the camera back to its original settings I had with the previous testing. So the camera is back set to manual, and I do have it to 250ths of a second. My aperture is 1.8, and my ISO is fixed at 100. So I'm here in the car, and I do not get an error at all for the headlights being on. Yeah, let's just ignore the washer fluid. So I do have the car on, so you can kind of see the headlights are on. Now off. You can see now I have it in the off position. Again, nothing has changed. So I'm gonna turn it back on again so you guys can see. There, it just turned on. To verify I'm not getting any error signs at all with these LEDs. So for me, I might have to adjust the headlights just slightly to get them nice and level. So I'll have to do that at a different place, because right here I don't think this is a really good accurate spot to adjust the headlight levels for right now. So to do that, on the passenger side, this is where I would adjust the height, and then on the driver's side, very similar right here is where I will, so I can use like a flathead or a Phillips head to adjust the height of the headlight. So in order to do that, I'm not going to do it here. I want to do it where there's like, literally like where the surface is like flat up against the wall, and I don't have like all this stuff in the way. So that will be at a later time when I adjust the levels on the headlights. But so far, I mean, they're looking good. Haven't had any errors at all on the headlights, but I'm kind of liking it. It's definitely one thing I do want to do is actually, I do plan, if you haven't noticed yet, you can definitely see how my headlight housing, like this part, the cover, is kind of beat up. It's definitely kind of, from my point of view, I don't know if the camera's doing a good job, but it is kind of yellowish. You can see it's kind of starting to peel. So just a quick back. So there is a plan, hopefully here in the near future, that I'm gonna go ahead and restore these. So once I restore these, hopefully maybe the output of the light, because this might be also affecting the output of those new headlights. So I do plan on restoring this, hopefully here soon, hopefully within next week. From filming this video, comparison video with the new headlights. So there will be, hopefully you can definitely see, and I'll definitely go into way more detail as to all this, why it's like this in that video when I do that video. So yeah, so, and then I'll do a comparison. Once I fully restore it, I'll do another comparison. I'll do my best to park the car in the same spot as I did and see if there is a difference. Hopefully by that time, when I have it's had time for the LEDs to kind of like, I guess, break in, if that makes sense, to, you know, to optimize so it's full, whatever performance. That will be the end of this video. I hope you guys learned something new and enjoy this video, and thank you for watching and have a good one.